Good morning and welcome to the stream. Sorry I was away for the weekend. I take the weekends off to be with my family and to see the people I love. I recommend everybody take some time to be with their family. Now we're back to the grind. Happy Monday, everybody, and good morning. So, I live in California, Southern California. I'm not near the riots. I am within driving distance of them, but I have been aware of what's going on. I was out of town probably for that reason, was a contributing factor, but I did not want to have to deal with the repercussions or the local traffic and all the stuff being caused by that. All I can tell you is things are getting crazy here in California, as they always are, because California is one of the largest populations in America, the fourth largest economy in the world, I believe. Could be wrong on that. But it also has the highest number of privileged people I've seen in my entire life. People who think their opinion is worth more than the law. And as long as they feel that they're right, that they're justified, and California has probably the highest level of people who are willing to obfuscate the consequences of their actions. So, I'm getting into it now. Let's see what Fox News is doing. I'm going to be very even-handed. I'm going to do Fox News, CNN. I'm going to scroll through X and see what's going on, because I'm sure there's the usual suspects, Maxine Waters, telling people to go out and riot. There's probably all sorts of crazy people. I'm sure Tom Holman has something to say, but this is Fox News. Next, I'll do CNN, and then we'll scroll through X and see what's going on.
You're looking at live pictures out of Paramount, California, where protesters have been clashing with police all day outside a Home Depot. It is still unconfirmed whether immigration officials were...
Why are they outside of Home Depot? Probably because they were grabbing the bricks and shit off the side of the entrances.
Conducting an ICE raid, but several ICE vehicles have sustained damages, and multiple protesters have now been arrested for an assault on a federal agent. This incident follows a night of riots in Los Angeles following multiple ICE raids in the city. Hi, everyone. I'm Joe Concha, along with Lydia Hu.
Thanks, Fox. Appreciate it. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, it is scary. I live close to it. I live here in California. And as a veteran, this hurts my heart. This isn't what we went overseas for.
Alicia Acuna and Guy Benson, the big story tonight.
Before I go further on that, it is your absolute First Amendment right to peacefully protest. People should actually read the Constitution. I have a copy of it in my house, leather-bound copy of the U.S. Constitution and Declaration of Independence. Something they should really teach more in school is what your rights are and what your rights aren't. Because here in California, people get a big head and they think they have the right to do whatever they want, and it's not true.
Tonight, tear gas has filled the air as protesters clashed with police last night in Los Angeles. At least 45 people were arrested last night, while DHS says that more than 118 illegals were apprehended this week.
These riots have been going on for days now. That's not nearly enough. I've seen way more than that. But
protester tried to storm into an ICE facility last night after being fired upon by radical speakers at a rally. Listen.
Free them all! Free them all! Free them all! Because an attack on one of us is an attack on all of us!
What does that mean? What does that mean, one of us? Because to me, one of us means it's Americans. Attack on American is attack on all of us. But this is about illegal immigrants. These are about people who came here illegally. So I really want to know, what does this woman mean when she says an attack on one of us is an attack on all of us? And that same sentiment can be held by the police officers that you guys are attacking. So I'm sorry, but she's a hypocrite.
And Los Angeles does not back down for that kind of fight.
Continue fighting until we reconstruct every single institution from the ground up so that we can...
So he wants to destroy everything and build it all on the image of his narrative. Okay.
And grant full amnesty for all immigrants. Demand full...
He has no idea the economic repercussions of what he's asking for. No idea. If you want evidence of that, look no further to when Ronald Reagan gave amnesty back then, I believe in the 80s. And what happened to California? It went from the Golden State to being one of the hardest states to live in the world of America, that is.
Compensation for all of the victims of this criminal injustice system.
What's going to change this is organizing, and not just any type of organizing, militant organizing.
Incredibly, Mayor Karen Bass is still standing with the protesters, saying she's fighting for all Angelenos regardless, of immigration status, and doubling down that L.A. is a city of migrants, leaving out the illegal part.
This is the same woman who let the firefighters run out of water. This is the same woman let your houses burn down less than 6 months ago and was away overseas celebrating another president of a whole nother country being elected while her city was burning. And she says all Angelenos, regardless of how they got here, her priority should be those who she's in charge of supporting, the people who voted for her, the people who paid the taxes, the Los Angeles citizen, not the people who are there illegally, not the people who are a net negative on the resources. I understand it's helping people is one thing, but she still has to meet the minimum requirement of doing her fucking job.
But the people on the side
oh yeah, this guy's clearly a poet. This guy's the next Leonardo over here. Yeah, he's got a message. This definitely isn't just some Antifa thug trying to just spread discord at all. He's definitely like really fighting for the cause, you know.
Karen Bass are threatening ICE agents, spray painting death to ICE on dumpsters. Gavin Newsom also weighing in on the riots and blamed them on, get this, President Trump.
Of course he is. Of course he is. Yet another politician with power in the state that it's happening in. Gavin Newsom, the same guy who's been touting the high-speed rail since I was a child, since before he was even the, I think he was the assistant mayor of San Francisco, saying, yeah, let's do the high-speed rail. I think it's been over 10 years. Billions of dollars wasted. I haven't seen a single piece of rail laid down. Have you? But yeah, of course, he's like, oh, it's Trump's fault. No, sir. No, sir. This is your fault. This is you and Karen Bass's responsibility. And you guys are taking no effort to make it better.
Accusing him of tearing families apart. And this chaos has now spread to New York City today alone as protesters organized in Lower Manhattan. Joining us to break down everything in terms of these protests is border czar Tom Homan. Tom, how is ICE responding to these protests? And thanks for joining us tonight.
Look, we're going to continue doing our job. And yesterday we got 118 arrests. You know, I was out here yesterday to kick off this operation. And what people aren't talking about is ICE served, several warrants yesterday. These were criminal warrants. This is a criminal investigation. And today we're continuing operations. They're not going to shut us down. We're out there right now doing operations. We're going to keep doing operations. We brought in more resources to push back the protesters, but I'll say it again, a serious warning. You can protest all you want. You got your First Amendment rights. But if you cross that line of impediment, or you're putting hands on officers or destroy property, you will be prosecuted. There's zero tolerance on crossing that lines, and that's what we're standing by. We're bringing more resources as we speak. We'll have more resources tonight. We're going to continue doing the job that American people voted Donald Trump.
See, the way he's saying it is a stark difference to the way people like Maxine Waters and Hakeem Jeffries will say it. They'll say, yeah, get out there. They won't tell you, get out there, but he's telling you, as long as you're peaceful, you'll be fine. But as soon as you cross that line, that's when you're getting in trouble. Maxine Waters, Hakeem Jeffries, all these people who are just saying, yeah, get out there, make your voices heard, go out there, cause a ruckus, build a crowd, do all this stuff. Get in their faces, get their names, yank their masks down. Yeah, that's fucking illegal. And that's going to get you in trouble. They don't care about your well-being. They care about getting political brownie points. This guy, he may be rough around the edges. I know I am. But he doesn't want to see you in jail. He doesn't want to waste his bandwidth chasing after American citizens who could have just gone about their day, peacefully protested. He doesn't want to waste bandwidth chasing you down. He wants to go after the actual criminals that he was voted to get out of here.
An office to do, and we're not going to apologize for doing it.
Tom, it's Alicia Acuna. Again, thank you so much for being here. During the protest yesterday, a Los Angeles City Council member called for mobilization against ICE. Listen.
They know how quickly we mobilize. That's why they're changing tactics.
I don't want to be rude, but I highly doubt you're quick about anything.
Because community defense works and our resistance has slowed them down before. And if they're escalating their tactics, then so are we. When they show up, we got to show up even stronger.
Kind of like how you guys did in New York when there was a drug bust going on and you guys let the criminals get away because you thought it was an immigration thing. But no, it was about getting fucking fentanyl off the streets, and you guys completely destroyed an entire operation. Yeah, you guys really sent a message with that one.
So, Tom, will the Trump administration take action against these public officials who are threatening ICE agents with resistance?
Absolutely. And I think Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice are looking at that. And, like I said many times, these elected officials or these non-government organizations.
They need to stop saying that. They need to stop saying, we're looking into it. They need to say, oh, we're taking care of it. They need to start showing the receipts. Kind of like with the Epstein files. They keep saying, oh, we're looking into it. Well, you've been looking into it for too damn long. The American people are tired of hearing, we're looking into it. We need to see results. We need to see these people's mugshots saying exactly what they did and what they're being charged with and why.
They can't cross the line either. I mean, we got people like, Hakeem Jeffries saying he's going to dox ICE employees. ICE agents out there with masks on. They're wearing masks to protect themselves and their families because they've been doxxed, their families been doxxed, their life's been threatened, their families have been threatened. I know myself, I had over 1,000 protesters at my house. I expect that as the borders are, but these men and women are putting their lives online every day. They arrested a lot of bad people yesterday and today. They arrested child sex offenders. They arrested people convicted of robbery. They arrested public safety, not only...
Take a look at this background shot right here. Mask, 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 mask. That guy's not doing anything. He's not wearing a mask. That guy's not really doing anything. He's not wearing a mask. But everybody who's doing something, pushing against these police, everyone who's getting physical is wearing a mask. But I bet you my bottom dollar, there's going to be at least one person here screaming, take your mask off to the police, especially the federal authorities, so that they can dox them and so that they can get their identities out there.
Significant public safety threats, but national security threats.
Mask.
They arrested gang members. We're making Los Angeles safer. And Mayor Bass ought to be thanking us for making her city safer. And the term migrant, as Joe Concha rightfully said earlier, they're illegal aliens. There are illegal aliens in this country, and we welcome. We're the most giving country in the world. But these are illegal aliens who committed a crime by crossing this border illegally, then yet committed another crime. Again, yesterday's about a criminal investigation into money laundering, tax evasion, and some of the funds going to cartels in Mexico and Colombia that fund their operations of sending narcotics to this country, killing American people. This is about enforcing the law, and again, we're not going to apologize for doing it. We're stepping up. She says they're going to mobilize. Well, guess what? We're already ahead of the game. We're already mobilizing. We're going to bring National Guard in tonight. We're going to continue doing our job. We're going.
The fact that the President of the United States has to send the National Guard in instead of the mayor of LA or the governor of California doing their job and bringing in their local National Guard to stop this riot, because that's exactly what it is. This is no longer a protest. This stopped being a protest days ago. This has been a riot that's been going on for 2 days. And the president has to take action. The federal authorities have to bring in the National Guard. That's a state-run program that should have been under the authority of Gavin Newsom. But since he doesn't want to have to tarnish his reputation, he just wants to get political brownie points, and so does Mayor Bass. I doubt they even requested it. I'm pretty sure I could go on her ex right now, and she's blaming Trump.
Push back on these people, and we're going to force a law.
Tom, it's Lydia Hu, and I want to ask you a little bit more about these Democrat demands that ICE agents be unmasked. Some Democrats are saying that if they don't unmask, they're threatening to dox them. Listen to this.
I don't know of any police department that routinely wears masks. We know that there are other groups that routinely wear masks. NSC 131 routinely wears masks.
Sending masked men to snatch, kidnap, and disappear immigrants of all legal statuses across the country.
Every single one of them, no matter what it takes, no matter how long it takes, will of course be identified.
So the reason these guys are wearing masks is because the far leftists have proven beyond a reasonable doubt at this point that if they find out who you are, they will, in fact, go after you. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. They have proven beyond a reasonable doubt that they will do everything they can to ruin your life socially, politically, and professionally. And that's not the scary part. The scary part is this is a topic. This immigration stuff is a topic, and it is a billion-dollar industry for extremely dangerous groups. Cartels who traffic in the humans. How much you want to bet they'd love to find out who the ICE agents are? It's still going on. It's still going on, Tinkerbell. But how much you want to bet that the cartel, the criminal agencies would love to find out who these agents are, love to find out who these law enforcement are, find out who their bosses are, and make their lives hell or disappear them. Make no mistake, the people who put these illegal immigrants here, the illegal immigrants aren't the evil ones. The people who put them here are. And those are the people who the ICE agents are really afraid of. Those are the ones that the masks are protecting our men and women of service from. Because if they find out their names, then they're in a whole world of hurt that can't just put themselves, but their families and their friends in danger. But at that same time, all these rioters, all these people who are throwing rocks at them, bricks, fires, all the people who are destroying cars, all these bad actors at these protests who turn them from protests to riots, they are all wearing masks, but no one's telling them, hey, take your mask off. No. They're encouraging them to hide their identities. So why the difference? Because it's politically expedient to get brownie points.
Tom, I wonder if you can speak to that a little bit. Explain to us more, help everyone understand the threat that our ICE agents are facing by just doing their job, why they need to wear these masks, and also what actions need to be taken against Democrats who are demanding that they be unmasked, and what would happen if they do dox them and at least publish their identities.
Look, it's incredible. We're at a place where the guys, the men and women who enforce law, they're the bad guys, and the ones who break the law are the victims. You kidding me? How come they didn't say anything about BLM? They're all there. They were a mask. How about the protesters, all the college campers? They were protesting against Israel and the Jewish students. They were wearing masks. I didn't hear a word about that for these protesters wearing masks. But ICE agents are wearing masks for one reason, because the assault on ICE officers is up over 400%. The assault on ICE officers. They're being doxxed across the country. And their families are being attacked. Their families are being doxxed. Their families are being threatened. And I certainly understand it. I have a lot of death threats. I've been doxxed. My family's been doxxed. I understand it. But they're wearing masks for one reason only: protect themselves and their families. They're doing a dangerous job. This is already a dangerous job. They got to wear a gun. They got to wear a Kevlar vest every day because they're doing a dangerous job every day. While the rest of these people, like Hakeem Jeffries, is sleeping in his bed at night at 3 a.m., nice and comfortably and safe, there's men and women of ICE on the street doing surveillance on significant public safety threats. Really bad characters and national security threats. They're taking it on every day. The men and women of Border Patrol standing on a dirt trail every night, 3 a.m., taking on the bad guy. So this is another threat against ICE agents, and we're asking the Department of Justice to look at these statements and see if there's something we can do. When do you cross that line on threatening ICE officers? And here's the problem. You got all these people now attacking ICE. You saw they're writing death to ICE agents. ICE agents been threatened. Their families been threatened. And you got members of Congress. You got some judges out there that compare ICE to the KKK, ICE to the Nazis. You got city council people saying ICE are terrorists. They're feeding the hatred. And here's my concern.
Well, what do you want them to do? They've been given a job to do by their superiors, and the American people voted for this. This is an 80-20 issue throughout the entire nation. All of America isn't California. California doesn't get to dictate what American policy is. It gets to dictate what its policy is, but it doesn't get to violate federal law. All right, these people came here illegally. I appreciate you saying that. I'm sorry. I realize my tone might have been too extreme for you. I wasn't directing my ire at you. I apologize for that. But the best thing all of us can do right now is have a cool head and try to find an actual solution. This isn't helping anybody. Attacking, I understand it's a good thing to be passionate about this kind of thing, but putting federal law enforcement in danger and attacking facilities and doing stuff that's going to cause millions of dollars in taxpayer money to be wasted on repairing buildings instead of, I don't know, feeding these people, helping them merge into society, educating them stuff. We don't get to spend that money on that now. And now the immigrants are even worse off because they're even more seen as bad guys because all these bad actors went out and bloodied the streets in their name. Enforce the hand of the federal government and the National Guard. So I get what you're saying, that these raids are scary outside looking in. They are scary. But you don't get to come to this nation and break our laws and then demand that everything. I agree. Lies will be taken on both sides. And I'm no longer in the military. I'm retired now. And it hurts me on a level that I don't know if you can understand, to see fellow people of service, first responders, military members, National Guardsmen, be put in the line of danger, and I can't join them. That bothers me. because I was a firefighter in the Navy and I really enjoyed my job of helping people. I really enjoyed it. And now since thanks to my injuries, I am forced to not be able to do that. So now this is all I really can do. I wanted to do this playing video games, but this is something I'm passionate about. And I realized if I'm going to make content for people to enjoy it, it has to be something I'm passionate about. And telling the truth and being objective and trying to increase my level of knowledge on this is something I am passionate about. So I do appreciate you challenging me on that and bringing up the point that, yes, this is going to continue to happen. There will be raids. There will be arrests made. But if the American people takes the smallest amount of time to try to understand the point of view of the men and women of these agencies who are just doing their jobs, these riots do not need to happen.
I've been doing this for a long time. It's a matter of time before ICE takes a life or an ICE agent loses their life, because the rhetoric is at an all-time high and is being fed by people who should be more responsible. Elected officials especially, who keep firing up this rhetoric. I'm telling you, it's coming. There's going to be a tragedy because they keep throwing gas on this flame.
Tom, it's Guy Benson. Good of you to be with us this evening. The U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi just announced yesterday that Kilmar Abrego Garcia, another now familiar name in this whole wider drama, has actually been brought back to the United States after being deported to El Salvador. Here she is detailing his alleged crimes.
Garcia has played a significant role in an alien smuggling ring. They found this was his full-time job, not a contractor. Thousands of illegal aliens were smuggled. This defendant trafficked.
I'm not here to talk about Abrego Garcia. I'm here to talk about the Los Angeles riots. If this is all they're going to talk about, Abrego Garcia, let me look ahead on the video. Maryland man. Yeah, no, I have no patience for that. That horse has been beat. I'm not interested in any of that. Let's see what CNN has to say. Let's be what a lot of people aren't, and let's be even-handed. That was easy to find, wasn't it? What is this, 10 minutes?
Protests over immigration raids have led to arrests in both Los Angeles and San Francisco. Cars were set on fire, flashbangs and tear gas were used to disperse crowds. Parts of a major freeway were shut down.
This is something I never understood. This right here is something I never understood. I understand being proud of your heritage. My best friend in the world, the man I consider my brother, I was best man at his wedding. He's Puerto Rican, which is a territory under U.S. It's under our protection. It's under our umbrella. So yeah, they of course fly the Puerto Rican flag. Mexico, sure, it's one of our allies. It's our neighbor to the south. Sure, fly their flag, but burning down the streets, blocking traffic, destroying buildings while waving that flag makes it synonymous with what some would consider terrorism, and that's just a very bad look. These people come here and they say, I want to be American citizens, but they want to keep destroying stuff and waving this flag. And I'm not saying all of them. It's not even the majority of them. It's a small minority of loud, bad actors who do this. They poison the well because grandma and grandpa who are 80 years old watching CNN and Fox News see this. This is what they see, and this is what they're afraid of, and this is what they think about when they go to the ballot box.
This morning marks the fourth day of protest.
Look at this. You're burning down cars. You're terrorizing the streets. This is actual terrorism. This is actual damage, not these people taking pictures. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the damage to these vehicles. That's 3 cars in one shot right here, all destroyed, 2 of which are on fire. Oh, excuse me, 4 cars, if you look to the left. That's correct, Havoc. This is absolutely a riot.
Yes, you're seeing some of those self-driving cars on fire. Right.
What did these self-driving cars do to anybody? And look at this image. This is the image right here. This Mexico flag next to a burning self-driving car, not even a police car. This car wasn't even occupied. Doing its job. Burnt down and destroyed for no good reason. This does not help. This does not send a message other than you are violent. You are not willing to have a discussion, and that you do not care about the rule of the law, the rules of this land who you allegedly want to be a part of. And when old people see this, the boomers see this, They see this Mexican flag next to this burning car. All they see is their infrastructure of their cities being torn down. And you know who they blame? They blame the illegal immigrants. They blame the people with their hands out. This does not help anybody. This does not help your cause.
Right now, all of downtown LA has been declared an unlawful assembly area. President Trump called up the National Guard to protect federal personnel and property. It's the first time a president has done this without a state's request.
And then people see this. They see this. This is the only way to stop this kind of thing. Riot police and protective gear. They're like, oh, it looks so militant. They're using pepper bombs and bugs and freaking pepper spray and tasers. They're using all non-lethal loadouts. The only lethal equipment these guys have is their pistols right now. And maybe behind them, they have some guys with long guns. But this, they say this is militant. They're marching on the streets. They have to do that. Because this isn't the squad that's going to arrest you. Look at this lineup right here. They're not trying to arrest you. They're trying to push and disperse. That is the goal of this formation. If anybody has watched football or any kind of organized sport, they create a line so that it's impenetrable, and they use that to push back against the unorganized protests, a lot like the Spartans did in Thermopylae. That's where this comes from. I know it looks scary because they have gas masks on. That's because they're using tear gas, which is a deterrent. Tear gas will not kill you. I've been tear gassed 6 times. It will not kill you. It sucks, but it will not kill you. That's the point of this. This isn't a military operation. This is a formation to keep these officers and yourself safe. This is not the formation that's going to get you arrested. This is the formation that's going to push you to disperse.
Or consent in about 60 years.
Are you prepared to invoke the Insurrection Act?
Depends on whether or not there's an insurrection. No.
Okay.
No, but you have violent people, and we're not going to let them get away with it. I think that you're going to see some very strong law and order.
500 active duty Marines are also prepared to deploy. The entire National Guard situation is setting up a showdown with California's governor. He claims the president is.
For anybody wondering why they have them sitting on the side of the street, it's because they're waiting for a paddy wagon. A paddy wagon is a truck used for prisoner transport. That's what they're waiting on, because these guys are foot police right here. These guys arrested them. Those are evidence bags, clearly, probably holding whatever belongings these people have.
Is putting fuel on the fire. The mayor of Los Angeles accused the president of being heavy-handed.
Okay, but what has she done? What has she done? If he's heavy-handed, what is she? The opposite of non-handed? She's done nothing. It's her city on fire.
When you raid Home Depot and workplaces, when you tear parents and children apart, and when you run armored caravans through our streets, you cause fear and you cause panic.
For every single minute that we were.
So the answer is she hasn't done shit, just like she did with the LA fires.
Here resisting against the Border Patrol, that was time that they were not out deporting people in our community.
He's right.
But President Trump is urging LA's police chief to bring in the troops right now. Police say at least 27 people.
For those of you people who are not aware, the president has to go through many steps. He can't just send the National Guard. The president doesn't control the National Guard like that. States and cities have to request it. They have to request it. Not in every case. There is powers he has to do. There's a process that he has to go through. But it would have been a hell of a lot faster if the mayor, Karen Bassett, and Gavin Newsom would have done their job and requested support earlier. But this, if you think there's a permit you can get to shut down a freeway, this is what this is. If anyone's never lived in California, I live in California. This is a freeway off-ramp going into the major city in LA, going into Union Station. You are not allowed to walk on the freeways in California. I don't know about other states. You are not allowed to do this. This is a massive crime. This is a big issue. There's no way they got a permit for this. No way possible. Not possible.
People were arrested Sunday, most of those on the 101 freeway that police shut down. They say protesters threw things onto the road and damaged police cars.
They just created all these people who were just trying to go to work. All these people who are trying to go see their family, some of them going shopping, some of them trying to go see a movie. Every single person that's in these cars right here that is surrounded.
Also overnight, a large crowd
has to deal with these protesters attacking their vehicles. They are now the enemy of these protesters. Their ideas they have poisoned the mind, and they have made it to where no matter what message they say, they will remember. They will remember this for the rest of their lives. These protesters surrounding their vehicles, and they will hate these protesters for it.
Protested against ICE in San Francisco. About 60 people were arrested there. Joining me now, CNN senior national security analyst Juliette Kayyem. Juliette, I want to start with some of the history here because you've pointed out that usually a president can federalize the National Guard, for instance, when a governor requests those resources. When a governor says, look, I'm overwhelmed. I think back to the LA riots, also Hurricane Katrina. Based on what you've observed, is that where we were?
Yes, I mean this is a big distinction of what Donald Trump did. There's a series of cases coming out of desegregation when a governor defied a Supreme Court order and the president federalized the National Guard to get children into the school. So that's a pool of those cases. More recently, instances where a governor has requested additional federal support in the
Did you guys see that? This is just a mom car getting attacked.
Form of federalized national.
These are not police officers.
Guard assets or
if anyone's just listening on the radio right now at work, these are two. I'm gonna call them what they are: two thugs attacking just a normal grocery getter van, throwing stuff at it. Let's say bricks or something. But these two dudes, they're not there to send a message. They're there to destroy things. And this is what people see. This is what people fixate on. CNN, a left-wing news show, is putting it on their main screen right now.
Groups that has always been with the cooperation.
And there it is. For those of you who are not able to see, there it is right there. With the Mexico flag waving while this family is being attacked, or this person's being attacked by two thugs.
Operation of the governor and the federal government. So Hurricane Katrina, you exactly noted, and the LA riots in the past, a Republican governor and a Democratic mayor of Los Angeles both requested this from the president.
You're right.
And they were deployed. I want to say something clear though. Simply because they're deployed doesn't mean it's been successful. I am in this field. The LA riots deployment of federalized National Guard was considered chaotic and not very successful.
Can you get into that more? We have heard this argument that it can, in some cases, actually we've heard from the governor, I think, can inflame or kind of further fuel backlash. What are you seeing?
Yeah, so this is it's hard to determine what the White House is doing right now. The president and his team came on very strong on Saturday, using words like insurrection. I think getting people really hyped up about what was going to be happening. Then there was a delay.
So it's Donald Trump's fault for using the word insurrection. I'm sorry. But you're right. It's his fault. It's his fault for using a word. That's why these people burnt all this stuff down, is because Donald Trump called them insurrectionists. That's why they did it. You're right. You're right, lady from Cambridge. Thank you so much. Congratulations, guys. We fixed it.
And now there's a couple hundred troops that are protecting federal buildings. That's an important mission.
I already did.
It could have been done with
CNN
state
right
National Guard. You didn't need to put them under the president or Secretary Hegseth. And the reason why you don't do that is because state National Guard work regularly with state police and local police for crowd control, games. The LA is going to be hosting the Olympics. Think of a marathon.
I don't think they're going to be hosting the Olympics if this shit's going down. If this continues and this becomes a monthly thing, there ain't no way they'll have the Olympics here.
Or a big event. This is happening all the time. So there's training, there's understanding, there's what we call interoperability. The different teams can communicate with each other. When you bring a new entity in, there's no training, there's no cooperation, there's often chaos.
Not true. Not true. The National Guard and the local police and even the state police work together, and they do training exercises at least once a year to practice for exactly scenarios like this, especially in Los Angeles County, where there's been multiple riots and multiple times where National Guard had to come in and Marine units. In the Rodney King riots, there was Marines on every corner, and that's how they ended those riots. So this lady is just obfuscating the fact that the LAPD the LA County and the state police of California have probably more engagement with the National Guard and federal authorities and real-time action than any other state. So she's absolutely wrong. She's absolutely spitting a ball of bullshit right now.
And there's a higher probability of friendly fire. This is what happened in the LA riots, is that there was there were 2 instances in which there was almost friendly fire. So
listen to what she just said. There was 2 instances of almost friendly fire. What does that mean? That means that there was 2 instances where 2 people probably at night came around the corner, saw each other, and said identify themselves. They identified themselves and it was over. That is not a misunderstanding. That is part of training and execution and pre-planned responses. Clearly, this person is just trying to create some kind of gray area by throwing out these what-if scenarios. The what-if is things aren't always perfect. But trust me, LA, the state of California, and the National Guard there, and a lot of the National Guardsmen, people don't know this, National Guard is a reserve thing. The way the reserve works is it's pulled from the local citizenry of that area. Yes, sometimes National Guard troops come from out of state, but the ones who are local to that area are the ones who are put in charge, and they take most of the intel, and those are the ones who disseminate it to the other troops. That's how the reserves works. Most of the it's not basically the militia. That is what it is. Every National Guard, every reserve unit trains once monthly. They get their units together. That's a bare minimum. It's called drill weekend. That's how it works. And these are local professionals. A lot of them police and first responders. A lot of them lawyers, and a lot of them are college students. They go there, they get their trainings from the military, and they build cohesion together by doing training exercises together, and they make pre-planned responses for things exactly like this. And it's important that they are local to the area to know which way to go and know the local populace and speak the language. That's how the National Guard works, and that's why it works so well. This lady is intentionally, it's one of 2 things. She either does not know, which I highly doubt, or she is intentionally obfuscating these facts to build fear. She's clearly trying to sow the seeds of doubt into the National Guard response. And this journalist is letting her do it, either because she doesn't know or she doesn't care.
We do this to protect, or we don't do this in order to protect the troops and as well as the first responders.
Juliette Kayyem, CNN senior national security analyst. Thank you. President Trump has deployed the National Guard to Los Angeles, and that's raised urgent questions about how far the White House will go to enforce its immigration crackdown and how far states can go in resisting. President Trump posted on Truth Social that, quote, order will be restored, the illegals will be expelled, and Los Angeles will be set free.
Once great American city, Los Angeles has been invaded by and occupied by illegal aliens and criminals. Now violent insurrectionist mobs are swarming and attacking our federal agents to try to stop our deportation operations. But these lawless riots only strengthen our resolve. I am directing Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, and Attorney General Pam Bondi in coordination with all the relevant departments and agencies to take all such action necessary to liberate Los Angeles from the migrant invasion and put an end to these migrant riots. Order will be restored. The illegals will be expelled. Los Angeles will be set free. Thank you for your attention in this matter. It's important that we read the full scope of what he said, not just a highlighted, convenient portion, because it does change the dynamic of what they are saying. I don't like this obvious highlight to try to get you to pay attention to this one sentence of what he said. The president's job is to keep the American people safe. It's one of his many jobs. This is him doing it.
The Trump administration is singling out California Governor Gavin Newsom's response to the protests,
or lack thereof,
as its main reason for getting involved.
If he was doing his job, then people wouldn't have gotten hurt the last couple of days. Governor Newsom has proven that he makes bad decisions. The president knows that he makes bad decisions, and that's why the president chose the safety of this community over waiting for Governor Newsom to get some sanity.
And the White House's border czar, Tom Homan, is threatening to arrest anyone getting in the way of immigration enforcement, including Newsom, who says he's ready for a fight.
That's called obstruction of justice. Impeding police actions and law enforcement action is called obstruction of justice, and that is a crime. So, yeah.
The fear, the horror, the hell is this guy?
Why is his face so red? Did he do push-ups prior to this to show how intense he's feeling? I doubt it. I doubt he's feeling this intense. He clearly did something to get his blood boiling like that.
Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy.
Yeah, you're a real tough guy.
Joining me now in the group chat, CNN politics senior reporter Stephen Collinson, Republican strategist and CNN political commentator Brad Todd, and CNN contributor Lulu Garcia Navarro. I was talking during the break about whether
state plans to sue over National Guard deployment. So the state is starting to sue, I'm guessing, the federal government for doing their job and keeping the American citizenry safe and ending a riot.
whether or not this is still an immigration story, sort of how we're thinking about this moment. Can I kind of open it to you guys?
This is a very perilous moment because what we're seeing here is a fight that President Trump wants to have.
Meaning with blue.
All right. I don't know about you guys. I enjoy Sky News Australia. I did Fox News. I did CNN. Let's see what Sky News has to say about this. Actually, let's go check X. Of course, the first thing I see is this guy. Do we click on it? That's fine. Let's see what Hassan has to say. Of course he's there.
For sure. No wonder there's so many federal agents in my fucking chat, dude. It's like half of the protest is Hassan Abias. Block cam selfie. Back cam selfie. What's up? Alright, love you. Thank you for everything you do, honestly. I've been like...
Okay, so he's sitting there. He's clearly wearing his little bandana to show that he's a rebel. But he's really not.
Watching you, sorry, I was just tired from running over and everything. But been watching you for years. Love you. Can I take a picture of you? Of course. Nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you. From Pakistan. For sure.
Well, at least he says hello to his fans. That's nice of him. What's this? Breaking multiple
Yes, they're not taking part of the protest, but perhaps exploiting it for their own ends, like people you see here that are looting this store. They're stealing sneakers, and they're going to be selling them. And they're being caught on video from various locations on both sides of the street. And so there's a good chance that their faces will be recognized and that their little spree of theft will be rewarded with some accountability that will land them in jail.
I highly doubt it. Shocking news. Australia reporter shot by American police while in Los Angeles. Well, if you want to go, clearly she was not shot. Let's look at this picture. Yeah, those are pepper ball guns. She was not shot. Those are pepper ball guns.
You just shot the crap out of bullets at protesters, moving them on through the heart of LA. You just shot the crap out of bullets at protesters,
Let's watch that one more
moving
time.
them on
There's this
through the
guy right
heart
here.
of LA. You just shot the crap out of bullets at protesters.
Yeah, I don't know why. I want to see the other side of this camera. There's people cheering him on doing this. Absolutely ridiculous. Mass looting is finally taking place. Ooh, let's see what Gavin Newsom has to say. Good old government. This is exactly what Donald Trump wanted. He wanted you to not do your job. I don't, for some reason, I don't think Donald Trump wanted that.
I don't even know he masquerades as strength.
Do you have any confidence that Pete Hegseth will be as principled as Mark Esper was?
Pete Hegseth's a joke. He's a joke. Everybody knows it. So in over his head. What an embarrassment. And that's just guy's weakness masquerading as strength. I don't even know he masquerades as strength. I mean, serious moment. I mean, this Human guy, these guys, it's just, it's the band of misfits.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. This is serious. The people's lives are at stake. The reputation of this country is at stake. Great American cities and states.
Yeah, if it was at stake, then why aren't you doing anything, Newsom? Why aren't you mobilizing the state police? Why aren't you getting the National Guard together? Why are you fighting the people who are trying to end the riot? Are you masquerading as strength? I believe so. That's my opinion on it. Let's refresh the feed and see what's going on. I really hope this doesn't turn into just watching this.
I think they're gonna push in from this side of the road. Oh fuck! That fucked my hair up.
This man is giggling and laughing while the city is being destroyed, while people are hurting each other, while people are looting. He's giggling and laughing and worrying about fucking his hair up. Listen to it. It's a joke to him. It's funny to him. He doesn't care. He's a millionaire.
Anyway.
Fucking clown. Fucking clown shoes.
Watch out.
Good to see you guys. Hi, everyone.
Taylor's here.
I'm here with some other journalists. I'm actually on my way to go meet them.
What are you guys doing?
Sergio just got here. He got shot with one of those pepper things in the chest. So he's
Oh no.
He's coming back.
Yeah, they are.
I know, they keep shooting shit.
We had our first experience.
If I see a single video of Hassan or Taylor Lorenz bitching about these guys wearing masks, I'm going to show this clip. I'm going to show this clip and be like, you were fucking saying? While you were giggling about your hair and talking to 80-year-old Taylor Lorenz?
So the flashbang exploding on our head. It was fun.
Oh, shut the fuck up. No, it wasn't. I saw the video not 5 seconds ago. It did not explode on your head. Talk about it messed up your hair, you big fucking baby.
It was kind of cool.
It was kind of cool. Is this your king? Is this the guy that they idolize? Mr. What was it? What'd they say? Left winger with a MAGA body?
Be careful. I feel like it's not going to get really crazy until dark, like later. I don't know.
Oh, it's not going to get crazy until visibility goes down? Fucking no shit.
Just kind of feel like it's a lot of people milling about right now. But anyway, I'll let you guys keep with the coverage.
How much do you guys think those glasses on his head cost? I'm guessing like $5,000. Let's keep going, see what else there is. We already watched Gavin. Oh, my favorite human.
Puerto Rico no se vende, no se vende. Puerto Rico no se vende, and New York is not for sale.
All right, she's offering nothing to it. Oh. Yep. That's definitely not going to poison the well. That's definitely not going to make the message worse. That's not a police car for anybody wondering. That's a self-driving car for people to use as a taxi. I don't care about that. Don't care about that. Oh, okay, looks like this is an extended video.
You just shut the fuck up. You okay?
I'm good.
Okay, I'm judging by her voice. I'm going to say right now, I've been shot by rubber bullets, and she's fucking lying. Because if she had truly been shot in the leg, she would have been down for the count. She would have fallen down. That's how hard they hit. Until I see the bruise, I highly doubt she got hit by a rubber bullet and was giggling shortly, not even a second later, saying, "I'm good, I'm good." She was startled, I'm sure, but I could say with utmost certainty that is not the voice of someone in pain. Let's watch it again.
You just shut the fuck up. You okay?
I'm good.
Are you okay?
Yeah, she's giggling. Let me look at the weapon this cop used. That is a tear gas launcher, you fucking idiot. That is a tear gas launcher. That launches tear gas. Okay? And I guarantee you, if she was shot with a tear gas canister, God damn it. Sorry, I was playing video games. That's what I normally do. Oh, look at that. Almost exactly like what she got shot with. I don't think she got shot by a rubber bullet. This is what was shot. That is a tear gas grenade launcher. Can they shoot rubber bullets? Yes. But they're using tear gas canisters to disperse crowds. So, no, I don't think he shot her. They're just capitalizing on what kind of looks like stuff. Oh, Milky got banned? That sucks. Oh, wow. Yeah, you're really helping right there, beating up a doll of Donald Trump. You guys are really, really, really sowing the oats of rebellion. Anyway, I think I'm finished with this topic. I'm gonna get back on. I'm gonna go get some coffee. I'll be back in an hour. I'm gonna go play some Once Human probably. Maybe I'll probably do a reaction because someone asked me to do a reaction to what Frogan had to say about veterans. I'll probably do that. So, thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys.